Yes, everyone. How is everyone doing? Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel, where it is time for match week number 8 of the 2020-21 Premier League season. Now, the match week 7 has just finished with Leicester City winning 4-1 against Leeds United, and what a game it was! What a game that was! We will get into that very, very shortly. But before I start this video, please smash the like button. Please hit the share button and turn notifications on, because YouTube do not like notifications. So there we go. How did I do last week? Well, last week was a pretty better week for me. I got 8 points, including one perfect score, and that was Liverpool beating West Ham by 2-1. So 8 points, I'll take that. Top scorer. Now, I have to say, this is a bit of a unique way to get perfect scores and try and do very well. The winner for match week 7 was Original Gunner, and Original Gunner got 10 points. Now, it's a bit of a unique way for doing it. He decided to predict every home team to win 2-1. So he got Liverpool West Ham correct, and he got Newcastle United Everton correct, and he also got the outcome of he got Tottenham Brighton correct as well, and he also got the outcome of Fulham against West Brom. So very, very well done, Original Gunner. Very good way to do it as well. I never thought of that myself, but it's not a way I would do it anyway, but very, very well done. So we move on to match week 8, and there's only one big game to really dominate this one. It is Manchester City against Liverpool. The two teams fighting for the Premier League last season are facing each other at the Etihad, and it should be a very, very good game for sure. But starting things off, we have 2 games on Friday. That is Brighton against Burnley and Southampton against Newcastle United. So the first game to preview and predict is Brighton against Burnley. And the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to Brighton, 2 draws and 2 wins to Burnley. And the last result was a 1-1 draw between the sides. But obviously the last game of the last season, Brighton did win 2-1 at Turf Moor. Brighton, what you can say is that they played very, very well against Tottenham. Really unlucky not to get something out of the game. It was 1-1 until Gareth Bale came on, and he got the winning goal, which was very, very good from Gareth Bale. So Brighton really unlucky to lose on the end of a really dodgy penalty decision, has to be said. Basically, Kane just waits for Lallana, and you know what? To me, that's not a penalty, because he's literally looking right at him. And if you're going to give him penalties for that, then it's ridiculous as well. But Burnley, 3-0 defeat to Chelsea. You really do worry for Burnley. You really, really do. They're not themselves. They're not the defensive unit that we would all like to see as well. So it's a very interesting one, this one, because Brighton not doing the best either. But I can't really separate these two. I think these two are on a bit of a bad run. So I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. Brighton 1, Burnley 1, I'm going to go for. Southampton against Newcastle now. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 draw and 4 wins to Newcastle. And the last result was a 1-0 win to Newcastle United. Southampton getting a 4-3 victory against Aston Villa. What I will say though, James Ward-Prowse free kick masterclass. Pinpoint accuracy with both finishes. Really, really good. Great performance from him on his birthday. Very, very good. Danny Ings did get a goal. Cracking finish as well. However, it has come at a cost. He has got injured. He has injured his knee. So it'll be interesting to see how long he will be out for, because in all honesty, knee injuries are not the best. And I really, really hope he hasn't done his anterior cruciate ligament again. If he has, then best wishes to Danny Ings, because he's had a fantastic couple of years at Southampton, and it'd be really, really harsh to see them lose Danny Ings for sure. But I'm sure they'll be able to cope as well. But he is their main pivotal striker up front, so really, really sad to hear that it could be his anterior cruciate ligament. So we wish Danny Ings well. Newcastle United getting a very good 2-1 win over Everton. Callum Wilson getting both goals as well. Really, really good play, actually. Ryan Fraser was involved in the second goal. He plays on Wilson. Very, very good from them. And the penalty decision, I suppose you can say it as a penalty. Gomez does dangle his leg, and the player goes down, and it's a good decision from the referee. So Newcastle United have got a decent record against Southampton, it has to be said, and I'm going to say that they will continue that. I'm going for Southampton 1, Newcastle United 2. Might be a bit of a surprise, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Newcastle United. Big game for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it has to be said. Everton against Manchester United. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 Everton win, 2 draws and 2 wins to Manchester United. The last result was a 1-1 draw between the sides. Everton, losing 2 games on the bounce. Okay, they didn't have Luca Digne. He'll be back for the Manchester United game. They're still missing Richarlison though. They look a different team without Richarlison. James Rodriguez was missing the game as well. So, will he be back for the Manchester United game? I think he might well be. It might be a bit of a problem that he has. That I think he'll be okay. I think he will be okay. Manchester United, where do you start with Manchester United? First of all, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got his tactics wrong. Completely wrong. I have no idea why Paul Pogba was still on the pitch. I don't know why McTominay was still on the pitch as well. Fred, yes, I get the fact that he had a yellow card on him, but in my opinion, why is Solskjaer playing Paul Pogba left wing, left midfield, whatever you want to say? He had a torrid game. He had an absolute torrid game. Rashford wasn't in the game. The only real bright spark, I think, for Manchester United in that game was Mason Greenwood. He was trying to make things happen. But Manchester United, I mean, giving away a penalty, that's Arsenal's first win at Old Trafford in 14 years as well. And it's more questions on Solskjaer. It really, really is. They haven't won a home game this season. They're sitting 15th in the Premier League. It's not good. It is not good at all for Manchester United. And I think that could be interesting because, believe it or not, Everton don't usually win against Manchester United. But I'm actually going to go for an Everton win, believe it or not. And I actually think this result could potentially push Solskjaer closer to the Manchester United exit door. I hope I'm wrong, but you have seen that ruthless chairman, ruthless, managers are, sacked and for anything less. So, is Ed Woodward prepared to, get rid of Solskjaer? That is a question. But for this game, I'm going Everton 2, Manchester United 1. I'm going for an Everton win. Might be a bit of a surprise to people, but I've just got a feeling Everton will get the 3 points. Crystal Palace against Leeds United now. The last 5 between the sides resulted in 3 wins to Leeds, 1 win to Palace and 1 draw. And the last result was a 2-0 win to Leeds United, but that came back way back in the 1990s. So it's been a long time coming since these two last faced each other. Crystal Palace, disappointing, you have to say. Disappointing against Wolves. It didn't look at all good. I've never seen a Roy Hodgson team looking so open through midfield, looking so open at the back as well. They were very, very poor. Very, very poor. Add insult to injury, Milivojevic sent off for a really bad challenge. It was on João Moutinho. Really, really bad challenge. So that's one thing you can say. But they are coming up against the Leeds side who have just been beaten by 4-1 by Leicester City. Now, let's be honest, it was a very good game of football. Pitch was very, very wet. It was a very wet day in Yorkshire. But you have to say, I actually think Leeds United played okay. The goalkeeper didn't have a very good game, but if you look at the game, Leicester City are a very good counter-attacking side, and Leeds just looked nervy. They looked really, really sloppy as well. So, but they don't play Leicester City every week, and I think they'll be pretty pleased about that. So I'm actually going to go for a surprise here. Leeds United have been pretty good on the road recently, and I'm actually going to go for them to beat Palace here at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 0, Leeds United 1. I'm going to go for. So we will see what happens. And the evening game on Saturday is Chelsea against Sheffield United. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 3 wins to Chelsea, 1 draw and 1 win to Sheffield United. And the last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. Chelsea, it looks like they're finally gelling. Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, it looks like they're finally starting to gel. Thiago Silva was very, very good. And now they've got a competent goalkeeper in Mendy, I would say, as well. So I think that's looking good for Chelsea's point of view. They are coming up against the Sheffield United side who... How many times did they have an opportunity to actually put the ball into the box and just gamble on it? Just put the ball in the box. That's one thing they didn't do. Because of it, they lost 1-0. But Ramsdale had a good game, I thought. But this is the thing with Sheffield United. They really do need to score goals. But I don't see them getting anything at Chelsea, I'm afraid to say. I think Chelsea will be too comfortable in this one. Chelsea 3... Sheffield United 0, I'm going to go for. Really interesting game for sure. The 8 o'clock kickoff actually is West Ham against Fulham. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 3 wins to West Ham and 2 wins to Fulham. And the last result was a 3-1 win to West Ham. What I can say about West Ham, right? They played very well. They really did. I thought they were very good against Liverpool at Anfield. It's a very unlucky penalty to concede from Arthur Masuaku. In my opinion, I can see why it was given, but he does fall theatrically, Mo Salah. I'll say that now. He does fall theatrically. But you know what? West Ham, to their credit, they probably should have took something out of that game. They really should. They're very improving under David Moyes, you have to say that, so for sure. But they're coming up against the Fulham side. Yes, Fulham have finally won a game of football. They beat West Brom by 2-0. A very good performance from Scott Parker's side. And it was pretty comfortable. 2-0 up at half-time. And, look pretty comfortable. So that's a very good win for Fulham. But they're not getting anything from the London Stadium. I think West Ham will win this one very comfortably. West Ham 2, Fulham 0. I'm going to go for. So we will see what happens. 12 o'clock kickoff is West Brom against Tottenham. And the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to West Brom, 1 win to Spurs, and 3 draws. Makes it very interesting for sure. The last result was a 1-0 win to West Brom in this game. Oh, West Brom. Yeah, not looking good. Didn't play their best against Fulham, it has to be said. I worry for them. I really do. I do think there is something about them that is going to be interesting, but it's really difficult to see if they're going to stay up. It really is. I just think the way that they're playing at the moment, it's not the best. It's not the best football. Slaven Bilic is definitely a man under pressure. But they are coming up against the Spurs side who continue to leak goals, but still win the game. As I've said, the penalty given to Harry Kane I think is absolutely ridiculous. He looks at Adam Lallana and then waits for the contact. So, people will say it's clever play, but it's not a great decision by the referee. But looking at this game, I think Spurs will win this one. I'm going to go for a very narrow though 2-1 win to Spurs in this game. I think it'll be a great game to watch, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Spurs. The next game is Leicester City against Wolves, and the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to Leicester, 1 win to Wolves, and 3 draws. And the last result was a 1-1 draw between the sides. Leicester City have just beaten Leeds United by 4-1, and it has to be said, I really enjoyed their counter-attacking football. It has to be said, it's a great way to watch them play. Tielemans getting a couple of goals. Vardy, well, he always gets on the score sheet, doesn't he? Jamie Vardy. Harvey Barnes as well gets on the score sheet. So a very good win for Leicester City. They are coming up against the Wolves side who won 2-0 against Crystal Palace. 8 Nuri with his debut with a very good goal, and the front three combined very well. Jimenez, Podence, and you know, it was a very, very good goal from them as well. So really hard one to call. I'm actually going to go for a draw in this one. So it'll be a fourth draw in 5 matches. I am going to go for a 1-1 draw between Leicester City and Wolves. And now the big game of the weekend is Manchester City against Liverpool. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to City, 2 wins to Liverpool, and 1 draw. And the last result, well, I'm not going to really remember the last result because it was a 4-0 defeat by Manchester City. It has to be said, Manchester City, they had to wait for the win against Sheffield United, but they did play very well. Great goal from Kyle Walker to win it. City played very well. They really, really did. And they're meant to be getting players back. Jesus is back in training. Aguero's back in training. However, Pep Guardiola has said he will not rush Sergio Aguero back. So that's one thing you can say for sure. So who's going to be up front? Will Ferran Torres be up front? Interesting. Yeah, interesting to see. They are coming up against Liverpool, who won 2-1 against West Ham. Diogo Jota, what a signing he's proven out to be. 4 goals in 6 games. Yes, some of them have been coming off the bench as well, but he's been a very good signing. And at this moment in time, he's really undroppable in the Liverpool team. I would say that. He is undroppable in this Liverpool team. So I am going to go for a very, very high scoring draw in this game. I think both sides will be it'll be interesting. City are struggling to score goals, but with Liverpool's defensive problems at the moment, yes, Matip is back. Phillips was absolutely outstanding against West Ham. I do think experience will be back. Will be back in for this game. Thiago's meant to be back as well. Keita's back possibly as well. So going to go for a very good game. I'm going to go for a Desmond in this game. Manchester City 2, Liverpool 2 in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw between the sides. And the final game to preview and predict is Arsenal against Aston Villa. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 4 wins to Arsenal and 1 win to Villa. And the last result was a 3-2 win to Arsenal, I should say. Yeah, interesting. Arsenal, I have to say, I thought they played very, very well to get a 1-0 win against Manchester United. Thomas Partey, Mohamed Elneny absolutely bullied Manchester United's midfield. Paul Pogba didn't know where he was. Partey was very, very good. Elneny, I mean, everyone was saying that, you know, Mohamed Sideways was his nickname at Arsenal, but what a performance from him. Gabriel, yes, he was lucky to stay on the pitch, but he was fantastic as well. Leno didn't put a foot wrong either. So a very good win for Arsenal, and they are coming up against Aston Villa side who we're on a bit of a comeback, it has to be said. 4-0 down. They get 3 very good goals as well. Tyrone Mings, Jack Grealish got 1 as well. Ollie Watkins as well got 1 as well. So it's going to be a really hard game to call this one, but I'm going to go for an Arsenal win by 2-1. I'm going to go for. So really, really interesting for that. And that is it. That is match week 8 done and dusted. As always, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And like Original Gunner, you will get a shout out in the next video. So let's have a look at my predictions again. So I'm going for Brighton 1, Burnley 1, Southampton 1, Newcastle United 2, Everton 2, Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 0, Leeds United 1, Chelsea 3, Sheffield United 0, West Ham 2, Fulham 0, West Brom 1, Spurs 2, Leicester City 1, Wolves 1, Manchester City 2, Liverpool 2, and Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 1. So that is it. That is match week 8 done and dusted. After this, it is a dreaded international break, but it's the last international break until March as well. So I think that's going to be a big relief to the players. There's no winter break as well this week. This season as well, so that's something else to look forward to. But until then, it is goodbye from me. If you are new around here, then please hit that subscribe button, smash the like on this video as well, and yeah, we shall see what happens in match week 8. Some very good games on show. Manchester City against Liverpool does dominate as well. You've also got their Klassiker this weekend as well, Borussia Dortmund against Bayern Munich, but that is for another day as well. But until then, goodbye from me, and I'll see you all in the next video. Enjoy your Premier League weekend. Don't enjoy the international break. I know the international break can be boring, and I'll be back after the international break. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.